Hello and welcome to Friend Business. Today we are in conversation with Viral Gandhi from Miscut Systems Private Limited, and we are going to take his perspective on documentation and data. Miscut works for documentation and data. So Viral, there are many changes happening in the BFSI and many industries right now. Looking at the data, everybody wants to put data. Everybody wants to organize data because if you organize your data well, then perhaps you can do wonders with your businesses. But documentation of data is very important. And when I speak to many bankers and finance companies, they say that we have tons of data, but it's not been segregated well. So we cannot use AI, we cannot use analytics. So the basic question comes is documentation of data. What is the pain point it comes? What is the major pain point for the banks or for the industries or any finance company to segregate the data? Put the data in chain.
So rightly you said the problem area in India is if you look at not only the documents and the data, but even if our populations, we have plenty. So we have plenty of data, we have plenty of documentations, we have plenty of people, and we have to segregate each of this to make some sense out of it. So if you look at the 21st century, every firm, every organization, every government, all of them are thinking the data is the new resource, data is the new oil. So if you are able to get the right value from your data, you can use it as like the minerals or maybe oil or maybe any other precious metals or anything like that, which can get you a good value. So the problem area again, if you look at any offices, if you visit any offices, any bank, okay, just this is our observations that 80% of the area in the bank is being occupied by some type of cupboards, data, documents or servers or something like that. Okay, and what is the space they allow for the business? 20%. So 80% of your resources has been occupied and it is sitting idle. It is not making any sense. If you visit your branch and if you say that I want my XYZ, if I want to see my specimen signature, if I want to see my account opening form or any other type of a document, okay, it may take half hour, 2 hours, 3 hours for them to identify, and they are not very sure whether they will be able to find it out or not. Similar thing happens with even our data. When you say that I have done the address change, whenever I have made any changes in my KYCs, okay, and it's not reflecting in the bank, many a time person has to visit twice, thrice to the branches just to make sure that whatever the new informations or whatever the new details he wants to update into his account, it's been updated or not.
Okay, so when you look at the current structure, everybody tries to obviously improve and try to adopt new policies. With your observation, what is that the global banks or the global finance companies are doing? What is the best way the best companies are adopting to process the data well, document the entire structure well?
So now, if you look at the normal scenario, like 15 years back or 20 years back, we all were connected with the telephones, and telephone was one of the medium to communicate, to reach out to people. Now it has been, everything has been in mobile. So even your bank accounts are like on the mobile. So the transformation has happened from telephones and the prior to telephone, even telegrams, to the mobility. So the mobility is a way forward. But when we talk about the mobility, there is a higher risk. The security comes into the picture. And nowadays, people are apprehensive about using the mobile banking. People are apprehensive of using the internet banking. When GST has been rolled out, people were apprehensive of putting the business onto the GST platform. That why should I put my returns on the computers? Is it safe? So people do not understand the advantages of being on the mobility on the internet, because they think that is a threat. And to a certain extent, yes, it is threat as well. When I'm using internet, somebody can hack my account. Though in our banking or in any other payment, there is enough provisions have been made that your data have been kept safe, but not every time. If you have been using credit card for how many years? 15 years, 7 years, okay? So how many times you blocked your credit card? And for what reasons you have blocked your credit card? Okay, so it's not that I'm using my credit card, I can say very much cautiously. I'm not sharing my credit card numbers to anyone. I'm not putting my credit card details to anyone. I'm not the victims of the phishing which is happening. But still, Sometime I get that, oh, somebody in Middle East or somebody in Africa has swept your card. So there is a security threat. So earlier days when we talk about getting a telephone connection or even for the mobile connection, okay, we used to pre-book the mobile and then we used to get the connection maybe after say 3 days or 5 days. Then the verification process used to happen. Somebody used to visit our home and then they will check it whether the address given and the address where he has arrived is the same or not. He used to take the photographs of our places, our neighborhoods and everything. Now when we walk into any mobile stores and if you say that you wanted to have a new connection, you will get in fractions of minute. You just put your thumb and you get the connection activated. But again with that, now you are seeing that there is a threat. This data has been stolen. It's available on the website and this data can be used even for the making payments. Somebody can use your data and can debit your accounts, can make the payments for that.
So, it's a wonderful insight. So, obviously, we all are aware of what the cyber risk. So, when we know that the data is the new oil, so when we accept that data is the new oil, there is a fire.
Right.
And the fire is the risk.
Right.
So, how do you suggest or what is the trend that you think banks need to adopt to mitigate the risk? Because when there is a data, when the data is available, there are going to be hackers who are going to misuse it,
right,
obviously for their own good. So what is the trend that you see in risk? And second is, what are the ways to mitigate that risk?
So risk is known to everyone. Like I think there is a much more awareness campaign done by everyone, by the corporates, by the governments, by the banks. Do's and don'ts are available on the SMS's websites. So I urge to the people that put an ear to that, understand what they are trying to say, like lottery messages coming to your mobile. But those are not the lotteries. You are not the lucky one in this universe to get 1 million pounds, 2 million pounds, and don't get into those kind of traps. So there's enough campaigning has been done from the various institutes in this particular market. Okay, so people has to be educated on this thing, how to use this particular newer technology, what are the pros and what are the cons on that. Okay, post demonetization, I heard lots of people, okay, why don't you transfer money on the Paytm? So Paytm or any other wallet for that particular method. So when you are doing this kind of a transfer, there are so many information you are sharing with the person to whom you are sending the money. So people have to understand why I am doing this, whether it's a legitimate payment or whether it's something which is again you are transferring or creating a black money transaction on the digital platform. Okay, so this is to be understood by the people who are in the use of this kind of a technology. And when we talk about the trends, so in the banking we have seen, like since 1990s when the computerization has started, so data capturing and data gathering has started from there. So banks do have the data from say 1990, and today we are in 2018. It's almost around 28 years of a journey has been done. So this data has been evolved from being a minor to now the major, and now slicing of this data and segmentations of this data and classification of this data are the various things which has to happen on that. And that, yeah.
So then, the important thing, obviously, there are Paytm, there are many other wallets, there are many pockets where you can actually transfer the money, and there is settlement, there's even Aadhaar Pay, and there are also some, issues or questions raised against Aadhaar, whether Aadhaar is, whether really comfortable or is it really, riskless transaction. In this regard, what are the used case studies that you have witnessed? What are the observations that you have made? Where actually the companies, the wallet making companies or the banks or the customers are going wrong?
So if we talk about Aadhaar, like recently I read an article that it is a necessity as well as we have to maintain the privacy of a person. So if we have to progress, we have to take piece of Aadhaar. And the second thing is that we have to have the privacy and we have to safeguard the interest of the individual who is possessing it. So it is going to evolve. It is evolving since its launch. So today if you look at it, UIDAI has put up so many restrictions. They have come with so many reforms, how it is to be used. You have to be vaulting those data. If your organization is using it, it should not be kept in the absolute manner in your organization anywhere, where it is easily correlated. This is your Aadhaar number, this is your name, address, etc., etc. So if you do this, it becomes very easy, and it can go into the wrong hands, and then it can, be a security threat. It could be a financial threat. It could be the multiple threats to many of the people. And if it has been vaulted correctly, it has been used correctly, then it has been assets to every one of us. Like as I said earlier as well, that I am happy to getting my new telephone or mobile connection in a 5 minutes time. Why should I wait for the 5 days? So the need of hour is that how quickly you complete a transaction, and with Aadhaar enabled payments, it is pretty easy. But at the same time, the level of cautions and the level of regulations and the level of the security layer, which has been mandated by the government now, that has to be in a place. If we are, as a citizen, if we are not following those things, and as an organization or as an institute, I am not following those things, then we are not only putting ourselves into risk, but many other people's life also into risk.
Good, Viral. Those were really interesting insights, and it was nice chatting with you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was Viral Gandhi from Liskit Systems Private Limited, who gave us a lot of information about documentation and data, the pros and cons of documentation. Thank you so much for watching.